for posterity's sake. One such person is Dr. Tolu Adebie, Chairman of Ondo State Internal Revenue Service, who decided to put in black and white his experience running a very successful public sector revenue generation agency, where he midwifed a complete reform package. Roll calls Akinwumi Abodunde had a conversation with Dr. Adebie on the book How We Did It and other issues about events. We will get to meet Dr. Adebie, the man, his passion, his value, his career.
And all my friends could go out and talk to women and all of that.
Sorry, did you say shy?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Shy. And the only thing I could do was to write. So that's how I write the poems.
To this edition of People and Events, I am Tayelu Olabi. Before you say, let's take a message.
You know they cut to light. You know they melt. Thank you, wire and thank you, wire. You know they cost money, very reliable. Yes, so for your surface cables, control cables, armored cables, overhead control multiple cables. Make sure send a thank you wire and cable you buy. It is very reliable, quality, multiple award winner. Now, Ebano, come on, member, a manka, stamp. Area and distributors are welcome with factory located at Olufom Industrial Estate, Kilometer 1, Akura Ife Express. Telephone 0803 4753 or 0803 722 1074. Wire and cable. Let there be light.
How We Did It talks about service, commitment to a cause, and leadership excellence. Now, let's serve you the interview.
And Tolu Adebie is tall, handsome, jovial, and intelligent. He also loves music and he is an avid reader. First, let's meet Dr. Tolu Adebie.
Tolu Adebie hails from Ondo City in Ondo State, southwest Nigeria. He attended the University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University, where he bagged his BSc in politics, philosophy, and economics. He did his NYSC in Oyo State and earned a certificate of commendation for meritorious service during his service year. He proceeded for his second degree at the University of Ibadan and was awarded MSc in Banking and Finance. He obtained 2 diplomas, one in credit analysis and the other in advanced credit risk analysis and management from Citibank School of Banking, New York. He started his banking career with the National Bank in Ibadan in 1988 and worked in different departments of various banks. In 2005, he took a 2-year break from banking and teamed up with the promoter of an entertainment company in Lagos, where he was able to attract finance to complete in 6 months the entertainment complex that had been under construction for 4 years. He went ahead to restructure the company's debt financing by sorting out all tax administration and outstanding tax issues. After the 2-year break, he went back to the banking sector and rose to the position of head corporate banking of Wema Bank PLC till he was appointed into the service of Ondo State, first as a member of the Transition Committee on Budget and Finance in December 2016 and later as Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on IGR and Taxation in December 2017 and then appointed Chairman Ondo State Internal Revenue Service in January 2018, where he has been till date.
So, Dr. Tolu Adebiye, thank you very much for accepting to talk to me about a book you authored, How We Did It.
Thank you for approaching me to talk about it. I'm glad to talk about it. Thank you.
While I read that book, of course, haven't been interested in the simplicity of the cover, the title of the book, and of course, those who wrote the praises at the back of the book. Essentially, they are chairmen of Internal Revenue Services across the country. And that was instructive for me. But before we go into how we did it, the book, I'd like us to deal with one very interesting part of the book. Indeed, I think it was the last page or second to the last page. You talked about a book you authored in 2004. Yes. It was love poems gathered over 10 years. Love poems. And I said to myself, he must be exceptionally romantic. Then you talked about the women, your women. And I was like, oh, really? So I said, all right, that would be my first shot for this interview. Let's look at your love for poems, especially love poems.
I come from a family that we are creative in nature. My brother worked in NTA for a long time. He used to act. He still writes very well. He's also a PhD holder in creative arts. Yeah, it's in England, so same thing, all of us in my family. So when I was in university, I was a shy person, and all my friends could go out and talk to women and all of that.
Sorry, did you say shy?
Yes,
Oh, right.
Yes, shy. And the only thing I could do was to write. So that's how I started writing poems. I wrote the first one, and I saw the reaction. I'm like, wow. It got me my first girlfriend in university. I'm like, oh, wow. Oh, so this thing works, and started. And
okay, was your own strategy then?
Yes, that was my own strategy. Okay. That was my own approach. And then it worked for me. So I just kept writing and writing and writing.
So over the times, then you acquired many women, because you said your women.
Well, I won't call it. So I wrote poems for my bosses. I wrote poems for my friends. I wrote poems for my male friends who wanted to give it to their girlfriends. I wrote poems for different people, but the only thing about my poems that are unique is that I write to suit two people. Now, for example, if you ask me to write a poem for you, I will ask you questions. So that by the time I write that poem and you give it to the person you want to give it to, he will know that that poem is speaking to specific things that only two of you know about. And it's not something that somebody went to copy from somewhere on the internet and pasted. So my poems are personalized. So, and that's why I said I collected them. Somebody just saw them and said, wow, wow, wow. I said, you have this many, almost 200 of them. So I now put them in the book and just published.
You are a ladies' man, obviously. How do you, well, I can see it actually.
Past. I can't say that my wife will kill me now.
But really, how do you deal with that part? You're tall, you're handsome, you're intelligent, you're jovial, and I'm sure that there are a lot of,
I've never had an issue with that, because we live in an African society where women don't approach men. No matter how many signals they give you, you still must approach them. It's like the Igbo proverb that says, the man is the key, the woman is the door, or the keyhole. That's, the keyhole is there, the door is there, but you must come with the key to open. The key may be in your hand. You may decide not to approach the door and open it.
Okay.
And that's how it is. So, no, that's why I don't have an issue, because as long as you don't make the approach, the African nature, nobody will make the approach to you. So you just keep it like that, and then that's it.
What kind of music do you enjoy?
I like Christian music, praise and worship, because I dance a lot.
You dance a lot.
Yes.
And then I like rhythm and blues. Yes.
We'll take a quick break, very short break, to let you listen to Dr. Tolu Adebie's favorite music.
Love has truly been good to me, and not even one sad day or minute have I had since you've come my way. I hope you know I gladly go anywhere you take me. It's so amazing to be loved. I'd follow you to the moon and the sky above. Tell you how you thrill me. I'm happy as I can be. You have come and it's changed my whole world. Bye-bye, sadness, hello, mellow. And what a wonderful day. It's so amazing to be loved. I'd follow you to the moon and the sky above. Yeah. I'd go. And it's so amazing, amazing. I could stay forever, forever. Here in love and I'll leave you never. 'Cause we've got amazing love. Truly it's amazing, amazing. Love brought us together, together. I would leave you never and never. Truly it's amazing love. Ooh, so amazing. And I've been waiting for a love like you. It's so amazing. Yeah, yeah. To the moon and the sky above.
Roll Call Group. Celebrate people, success, events.
Okay, so I'm sure you enjoyed that song. All right. At the end of this interview, let me put him on notice. Actually, I'm going to ask him what he did with that song when he was much younger. Okay. When you decided to leave the banking industry, how easy was it? Because I know that the banking industry is exceptionally lucrative, and for someone who rose to the position of head corporate banking of Wema Bank, I know that that was a very big one.
Absolutely.
So how easy was it for you to say, okay, I am going to the public sector, I'm leaving the private sector where I earn a lot of money to the public sector where I'm going to earn less, obviously?
It was not easy. If you read my book, the whole story, I was called, I was longed out to come. I came, I met the elected governor who had just been elected. He impressed me with his simplicity. Dear Arakuni, of blessed memory now. He impressed me with his simplicity and all that. I decided that, okay, it's just to do some assignment for him. Let me take that chance. I'll be coming from Lagos. And I was coming from Lagos. I did the assignment before I was sworn in.
What assignment was that?
The assignment was to be a member of his finance and budget committee.
Okay.
You know, pre-swearing, trying to create a financial architecture for Ondo State. If you remember, before that time, the state government was broke. They had not paid civil servants for like 7 months and all that, and they had all kinds of issues. So he brought in a team of finance experts, and that, how do I crack this problem? I was one of those people that was brought in. And that's why I ended up in government.
Okay.
And then so we came and after a while we did a job, did everything, the government was okay. We set the financial architecture of the state in play. The state started running. And then they had an issue with IGR. And the Mr. Governor said was over something and said I should come. That was almost 1 year after that I should come. I'm like, come, okay. It's one thing to do it on a temporary ad hoc basis. It's another thing for you to come and stay here permanently. There's no way I was going to take that chance. No matter the love for country, the love for states, and all of that. Because I know working with politicians how things can be. And they love you today, something will just happen tomorrow, and then you are their number one enemy. However, my managing director, Mr. Shebolu Kuti, it was, at that time, was also from Ondo State. So the governor now spoke to him. He now spoke to me and said, please go. What I will do for you is that you will go on leave of absence. So if for 3 years, if you don't like the place, then come back. Your seat will be waiting for you.
Wow.
So with that, I knew I was secured. I can go back to Lagos at any point in time if I don't like what is happening. So, and that's how I went. Came to Ondo State. And then I love challenges. And then my MD had told the governor, look, if we're dealing with Tolu, anything he tells you may sound impossible, just leave him alone. He will sort himself out. So all the impossible ideas I was telling Mr. Governor, like I wanted to build this place, nothing is impossible if there's a will.
Nothing is impossible if there's a will. When did you catch that? At what point of your life did you catch that?
Went for one religious program with Pastor Ibo in camp, Redeem Camp, 1995. And there was a preaching that he did, and that's if you want it hard enough and you pray and you're willing to serve and sacrifice and remember who did it for you, nothing is impossible. But you know, there are rules. It's not that when you get there, you're not going to sit down and be feeling cool. You have to give God that glory. That God, you did it, and I won't forget.
You sound like somebody who is deeply religious. I am.
Very, very, very. I believe that we all, nothing happens in the physical without being settled in the spiritual. However, after it's been settled, at some point, the spiritual takes a back seat, and what you do at the physical takes a front seat. For example, you pray in the morning, coming to work. After prayer, you come out, your tire is flat, you start to swear.
Then you look like a clown. Okay.
So we get that a lot. So we go to church. So we get that a lot. So you have to follow through. And then so you get it. So you're not.
Life is about principles, not miracles.
Absolutely about principles.
So, at a point, you then decided to write this book.
Yes.
I know that with the responsibility you have so much on your plate. I know that. But you still decided to write a book. How?
I went to London on a training program, and they were giving us example of Cote d'Ivoire, example of Ghana, example of Botswana. You know, I'm like, we're all Nigerians. We came here for a training. Using Botswana. Don't you have Nigerian examples? He said Nigerians don't write their story. Oh yes. We don't have case studies from different areas from Nigerians that they don't write. I was very upset. So I said, and I told them my story. I said, look, this is the kind of story people need to hear. I said, okay, go and write it. I said, I will write it. It was Sunderland University, London Academy Business School. I said I will write it. I have never made a promise and failed. So because I told them I would write it, I had to come back. There was no compulsion on their side. They just assumed I was just sounding off like, oh, don't worry, I'm going to write it, you'll hear from me. I don't make, if I say it, I have to do it.
That talks about discipline.
Oh, absolutely. So when I came back to my office, got one of our lawyers to guide me, got somebody from our corporate affairs who used to work in a news magazine, and then, what do I need to do? I want to write this story. I said, okay, don't worry. Start talking. We're transcribing it for you, and then that's how we did it for almost 6 months.
Okay. Will I be correct to say you have read the book?
Oh yes, absolutely. And I thought the book was a bit funny, as if, especially in the beginning when I was writing all kinds of stuff. I'm like, is this what you write? Is this what you wrote? You wrote all these things about yourself. These are personal things, anecdotes and things like that. You are writing as if you are talking to somebody in your living room, and like, is this a good literary work? And then I got into the middle, and then all the technical stuff came out. At some point, it was a bit confusing, even to me. I had to bring up my computer and check some terminologies I used, and then towards the end, everything made sense. And when I finished, and I looked at the pictures just completed it for me. It gave me a sense of fulfillment. That, yes, I think you've done something that some people may find interesting.
Love has truly been good to me, and not even one sad day or minute have I had since you've come my way.
This is how much we can take this week on the interview with Dr. Tolu Adegbie. The interview with him continues next week.
That's our package this week. Thank you for watching. Please join us next week. To have your event or your interview on this program, please call the number on your screen. I am Tayilulu Oladisi. Have a great evening.
I say my baby, you know Sunday or Wendy, you.